Something what?
Okay. No, I was looking for Clorox wipes.
Oh, I got you. That.
Got a white boy that I'm trying to erase.
Okay. Hey, JP, what's up? What's going on, man? Alright. So, we'll get right into it. Episode number dos of the Elemental Podcast. So, I got Abe here. Abe doesn't have a camera. Sierra does. What we decided was it would be easier to go across Discord and do it this way. You guys got my beautiful face today, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I apologize about not having a camera.
No, it's fine. Ugly face anyway.
Like I don't have money like that. But you want to know what I did buy?
What'd you buy?
I bought a new Studio 3 Beats headset.
Why? Aren't you on your fourth headset?
Fifth, sixth, I lost count.
Terrible.
You gotta calm down with those headsets.
I know. I posted it in Snapchat. I was like, I have a real problem.
I need to send
now.
you this Twitch link afterwards. So, actually not Twitch link, but Twitter link afterwards.
Hey, you gotta get my consent for your podcast. I don't consent to anything.
You didn't sign anything.
All right, then it was a good time talking to you guys. Talk to you later.
Technically, you're not here.
You're right.
Right? All right.
You're right.
So getting right into it, this topic, since we didn't run into it on the first episode ran kind of long. A lot of educational stuff. If you guys want to go back and check that out, there's a VOD of it on my YouTube as well, and a VOD of it up here, Twitch. But anyway, long story short, we decided that times are changing a little bit in terms of what's acceptable from a parent in society, and in that, full-time streaming / gaming has become a quote-unquote job. So what I'd like to do today is kind of argue that point, play devil's advocate a little bit, because we sat down over the weekend with a couple of friends of mine. We were talking, grilling out a couple of beers, and the thought came across, do you really consider this a job? And we all agreed, no. You can treat it like a job, yes. It does have its benefits. You can get paid from it. But is it something that, unless you go into depth, can you pass on to your kids? And I don't think that's the case. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Abe or Sierra. I really don't think it's a job. I don't think you can put it on the application at all. So, I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Are we talking about hold on.
You're on the
Multitasking
blank, right?
is hard. No, multitasking is hard.
Words are hard, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Are you talking about people who have pro players who have finished being pro players and just reverted to streaming, or are you talking about IRL streams who get their main revenue from?
That's a good point. That is actually a good point. I'm talking about the average Joe here. So, for instance, me, you, Beardley, Sierra, pretty much anybody. They don't have to be pro, and they're just, hey, they stop, drop everything one day, and they're like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and stream.
Would that include people like Tyler One and Summit 1G and?
Of course, because Tyler One's not a pro by any means,
Yeah,
Summit,
but they're making way more than what you're making and what we're making off of Twitch.
Right.
I considerably amount more. So to them, this would be considered as a job, but also as a I wouldn't say hobby, but what they enjoy doing more.
Right. I think what I've heard is it becomes a certain extent to where you have to invest so much time in it, i.e. Summit streams pretty much every day. He used to. He kind of took a break. And the same thing with Tyler. But
right.
It comes down to you invest
well,
so
Tyler
much
was
time in
banned,
it.
to be honest with you.
This is his 15th ban,
Yeah.
So, but in that aspect, I mean, all right. So I was talking to my mom earlier, and Abe, you already know this. Sierra, you already know this story.
Yeah.
But the other day I went upstairs, and she's adamant about this. It's weird. I'll go upstairs now randomly, and she'll just ask me, hey, are you streaming? Did you stream today? What time are you doing your podcast? She asked me that today. And it's socially acceptable now. Back in the day when I was younger, if like I was this same age, and I told her that I was gonna stream full time or something like that, yo, I would have got a resounding no. She would have told me I'd support you on it, but I think you should be doing something else. You're probably wasting your time, which is a shot through the heart right there. I don't know. Are your parents any different? Like same thing, Sierra. Like your mom.
You gotta rephrase that. It's socially acceptable now because it's socially acceptable to the people who know what Twitch is or what YouTube is.
Right.
If I go to my mom right now, Ma, I want to drop nursing school, I want to drop working at Target, I want to quit full time, and I want to do streaming. I would probably get kicked out of the house right away, without a doubt, because she has no idea what Twitch is.
Right.
She has no idea what streaming is or what that word even means when it comes to going live. Like if it was to make some sort of comparison, it would be Camstar.
Right. Okay. You a cam girl now?
Yeah, that's the closest thing like my mom would know what like
Right, JP. Right.
streaming would be, because like she'd be going through the channels at night, and she would like pass Comedy Central, and you would see like those infomercials about like call now for a good time, yada yada yada. That's
So
what
you're
my
a
mom
call
thinks.
girl, not
That's
a
what
cam-
my mom. No, that's what my mom thinks. That's what my mom thinks streaming is. He's just like, oh, look at all these things. And then she Googled it, and she's like, look at all these websites with these girls like dressed like this. Like this is what they stream.
Your mom
like,
sounds
Ma.
like Liz's mom, to be honest. Like 100%.
I'm telling you, because she doesn't understand, or she doesn't know what streaming is.
Right.
So,
Right.
so if you go back to the question, like, is this socially acceptable for most parents? If they know what it is, yes. But if they don't know what it is, they're gonna be like my mom and just be like, what the hell is streaming? Why would you do that?
Right.
Like, you have a good thing going on with school. Why would you drop out of school and work?
Exactly.
Play video games?
Facts. And like that's a hard pill to swallow. Go ahead, Sierra. Go ahead.
I think it's like the same as like, you know, like if you want to do art as a career, it's kind of the same thing. Like it doesn't seem like supportable, but eventually
You're right.
it kind of is. Like it's not obviously gaming isn't like an art form,
Right. Right.
It
but
is an art form. How I play
it's
video
similar.
games.
It's similar in the way in the job
Yeah.
industry. It's the same.
That's true. There's a lot of niche, should I say, like jobs out there that you can make money off of that people still kind of like look down on. Like I mean, like you said, art, unless you're like, I won't even say Picasso, but unless you're
Stripping.
like 24/7
People still look down on stripping.
strip.
Or if you want to be more realistic, bottle girls.
Yes. All right, that is true. That is 100% true. When I used to work for my old boss, Sonny, like we had a couple of girls that walk around serving bottles, and that was just their job. But like, guys thought because they were eye candy that they could just say whatever they wanted to them and get
Hell
away
yeah.
with it. And you're just like,
Yeah,
okay,
Wait a minute.
what?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're only going to succeed in art if you're good. And if you got a passion for it, I mean, whereas other jobs, you may not need a passion for it. I mean, as long as you got ethic, then you can get by on it. But like, art is one of those things where you get out what you put in. So,
The things you can't put on a resume, you have to have passion for, or otherwise it can't be a job.
that's a good
It's
point.
that's just how
I
it is.
mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, if I was a pro gamer, or if I had some sort of accomplishment in the
Mhm.
video games thing, like, I don't know. Let's make it a reference to League of Legends.
Right.
Placed tier rank 1 for solo queue.
Oh, this is
Rank
wishful
1
thinking
2
right
years in
here.
a row.
I
Yeah,
like
for
it.
2 years in a row. I'd definitely put that on my resume. That's dedication right there, man. That's the amount of hours that you put on that shit, bro.
I'm not, man. I can't.
They're not gonna think
No.
anything of it. They're gonna be like,
No.
"What the hell is League of Legends?"
I
Well, what
actually,
happens if you,
I don't
what
have
happens
the
if you
post.
apply to what happens if you apply to a job that
That
You know,
applies to your
game-oriented.
gaming skill.
That's
Yeah,
game-oriented?
that applies to
That's
game
good.
oriented. Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
That's
Why
no.
why not?
No.
That just shows you you've played said game. What happens if they come up with League of Legends 2?
What?
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. If they come up with League of Legends 2, I've been ranked 1 for 2 seasons straight. Right?
I'm dying right
That
now.
just shows I really like your game.
Okay.
Ergo, I'm gonna put that shit on my resume, and I want to work for Riot. Hell yeah, dude.
Nah.
I mean,
Nah.
would you be able to work for Riot?
Putting that on a resume?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's the only.
I don't. No. I know.
I'm just saying it's just like
It's a
okay,
possibility.
if you put in your resume like hobbies or
I mean, it counts as
say
experience, does it not?
hobbies. Like interests. I'm interested in your game. I played your game for a very, very long time. I like
Yeah.
it.
I mean, does it not count as experience? That's one of those things, experience needed for a job. I mean, depending on what you're doing for Riot, would it not count?
I feel like the
Yeah.
only insight you could give is like some exploits, but I don't know.
Right. Also, the other thing is people judge you.
Excuse me.
All right, so if you tell them, for instance, like it's a wide known fact that when people ask you what do you do for a living, they're trying to judge you. Like it's just facts. They're basically judging how much respect they should or shouldn't give you based on what job you have. Like i.e.,
It's the best.
somebody who does trash, like a trash collector. You tell us,
Sanitation.
yeah, sanitation. Thank you. Somebody who does sanitation, like I think people are gonna look down on that. I don't personally, but I mean, most people would be like, "Oh, so you sanitation? Oh, okay," and they wouldn't ask them about it or anything like that. Whereas if some guy
What
is
do you
like
do for a living?
business
I'm a
suit
nurse.
or something like that,
Yeah.
exactly, they're gonna ask them about, "Oh, so how's that work out for you? What do you do? What type of nurse are you?" So it's kind of a feels
Where'd
bad
you go?
moment, and I think that's the
Where'd you
same
get
thing
your
with gaming.
education? Yeah.
Yeah. Like if gaming, somebody were to ask me, for instance, say full-time streaming does take off. This is hypothetical. And a year from now, like I'm some big-time streamer and I'm finding myself out in California and I'm going to parties.
Oh my god.
Everybody's asked there, what do you do for a living? You got doctors, nurses, attorneys, or whatever have you. Then you get to
Video
me.
games.
You're like, I
We're-
play
we're-
video
we're-
games for a living. And people are like,
We're
what?
talking about California, dude. We're talking about California. It's not out of the ordinary to hear out
No.
of the ordinary things.
No.
So,
But it's
Now,
just
if you
one
were
of
to
those
say,
things
like,
for
if you
you.
were-
Do you have confidence in saying that though?
hell yeah, dude.
Hmm.
Just like any other girl, just like any other bottle girl. Hey, what do you do for a living? I'm a bottle girl for a strip club.
I don't know. That's a little bit different though, from like a guy to a girl standpoint. A girl.
Well, for the amount of confidence that a girl has to tell them what they do for a living, I'm a stripper. I wouldn't say a prostitute, but like
I would
I'm
never.
a
I
bottle
would
girl.
never.
I'm a bartender for a strip club.
Mm.
Shit like that. They'd probably be perfectly fine with it. At least from the people that I know that work in New York City, they're perfectly fine with it because on their Instagram, all you see is money.
Oh god, no.
You ask them how much they make like, oh, I make so and so. I make XYZ. Okay, well, I'm a starter for an engineering firm and only make 40K a year. I make more than you,
You're right. All right, true enough. Fair enough.
right?
What were you about to say, Sarah? You about to say something? I know you had some.
I wouldn't want to say that if I were, doing stripping or some shit like that.
Right.
Stripping was my.
I mean, why is that though? I would say.
It's just like taboo here in Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard
Really?
y'all got
I
some
didn't know
good
that.
strip clubs. I don't know about what you.
That's crazy. I wouldn't have thought about that. What the hell?
I mean, is that
That's
something you want to
interesting.
tell your like your grandparents or something?
well, obviously.
You're not gonna
That's
tell your grandparents that.
probably
What the hell?
not, but
Probably not. I wouldn't go up to my mom and tell my mom, yeah, I work for Chippendales as a male stripper.
she might be
Wouldn't-
proud
I
of
wouldn't
you.
be proud of.
I'm
I wouldn't be
sure.
proud of it, but at some point, I'm gonna have to tell my parents.
You've never been to a strip
Yeah,
club,
they
JP?
call you out.
You should definitely go.
You
Just
know?
so
Don't
down
go.
there.
Don't go with
Don't
friends.
go.
Go by yourself.
No, don't go by yourself because you get
Go
taken
by yourself
advantage
where
of.
Wear a
Go
dad
by-
hat and a hoodie. Make
No,
sure you
no. You don't want to go with friends because then you're watching girls that are like half naked and you're with friends. Like what?
That's the best.
That's fun. That's
It's
the
like
best time.
it's like watching porn together. Like what?
Hell yeah, dude. You wanna do that?
That's
No, there's a
weird.
difference here. There's
We're getting
huge
off
difference.
topic. We're getting off topic.
Yes, one is entertaining. The other, I don't know what you're gonna call the other if you're watching porn with your friends, but no. But so yeah, that's what. And times are different. I mean, back in the day, you wouldn't do this. Obviously, you don't have as much technology. So, I don't look down on people that take their gaming seriously and get paid for it and everything. But if you told me it was gonna be self-sustainable for like the rest of your life, I would argue a hard no. So I think in that aspect, you need to have a backup plan. Have like a
Oh, yeah.
backup plan or do something on the side. I hate to say it, but have like a stripper mentality because most strippers plan on getting out of stripping. They don't plan on doing stripping for the rest of their life. They just want to do it to get enough money saved up to go to
Yeah,
college.
grandma stripper. You don't want that?
They're only good
Come on
when they're
now.
still firm. They're
Whoa.
so firm.
This guy.
I'm just being honest.
You're not
man.
wrong,
I'm
though.
just saying.
You're not wrong. It's
Nobody
fair
wants
enough.
to go to a strip club with a MILF with things sagging down and whatnot.
Dude,
It
and
wouldn't
people
be
take
appealing
that to
to them.
offense, JP. That's the thing about it. When you tell somebody like streaming's not self-sustainable, they're like, "What? Like, how dare you? You're insulting me. Like, this is a job." And I'm like, I get that. I understand.
I
You make
mean,
money
are
off
you
that,
gonna get
but
retirement off of it? Like, no.
No, no.
you can't pass it on to your kids. You're not gonna get
You
retirement
pass
off
it
of
to your
it.
kids. You don't have health insurance. You don't
You have to be
I mean, you
ninja
get
to have it
taxed,
self-sustainable.
but you have to be ninja.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like people like Tyler One and Ninja. I don't want to say they're set for life, but they're pretty close. Like Tyler
pretty
One,
close right now.
Ninja.
If they were just
Shroud.
if Twitch was to die out 2 years from now, 3 years from now, and something else comes up
Yeah,
that's similar to it, everyone's gonna have to adjust. Everyone's gonna have to switch. 10,
Right.
15 years ago, Twitch was still just in TV.
exactly.
You know? And back then
Yeah.
it wasn't even a huge thing. And the streamers who did do it from day one, like I don't know if you've ever seen PewDiePie's like first stream, like it was a terrible quality, but hey,
Right.
he had like 50 to 100 viewers every now and then.
Yeah,
And
That's
he's been
true.
doing it for a while, and he's been streaming for like God knows maybe like 6-7 years, and he's literally set for life.
it gets. I don't know. It gets tedious too. So I get to the point. It's one of those things where you got to get in and get the getting while it's good. You know what I mean? Pretty much like that old school cliche saying, "Strike while the iron's hot." So if you're gonna do it, like you might as well do it now before like it starts dying down. Like Dirt Kid said, Tyler One's like viewer count is going down, and I think that's because like the market is just saturated with so many different amount of streamers left and right. You got Doctor Disrespect and like all this good Thalian, what is his name or whatever, that Destiny streamer. It's just a whole bunch of people out there, and you can only get so many views off Twitch. So that's why I noticed a couple of people go to different platforms like Facebook.
There's Facebook Live,
Mm.
YouTube Live.
Yeah,
Does
yeah,
Facebook
YouTube.
pay you? Because I don't know.
I don't know. I was thinking that's a good question. I was trying to figure out the other day because one of these streamers I follow, she stopped streaming on Twitch and went to Facebook, and I'm kind of curious. Do you actually get like
The amount of
a cut of
advertisement
that?
that Facebook has, hell yeah, dude.
And I mean,
They
it's a
do
bigger
have ads.
A
platform.
ton of advertisement.
Yeah, it's a bigger platform and there's less
When it comes to
competition
social
because it's
media.
all your friends. Yeah,
Yeah, when it comes to social media, Facebook is probably the top social media platform compared
that's
to.
why I even thought about doing it because making the switch because honestly. Breaking through on Facebook is a lot easier. You have a lot of your friends that can check out the stream and be like, yo, check out this dude or whatever, blah, blah, blah. They know who you are. And then the rest is just like social media managing on Twitter and Instagram and all that, you know?
So what do you think about YouTube versus Twitch right now? Like, what's gonna be better
Twitch.
in the future? Yeah.
With the way that
Hmm.
YouTube is monetizing people and censoring a lot of things. Like in order for you to get notified about everything that whoever you subscribe to, you need to ring in the little bell notification. And I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't ring that bell notification. So
Right.
I'm not informed that give me a YouTuber. All right, let's say Wildcat. I'm subscribed to Wildcat, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not informed about when Wildcat uploads videos unless if I click that bell notification. And even if I have that bell notification on,
There's a chance you still won't get it. Yeah.
there's a chance that you still won't
Or
get it.
you'll miss it, should I say. Yeah.
Yeah, so that YouTuber won't get as much revenue like
Right.
through the terms and conditions that YouTube has done. Compared to Twitch, it's a little bit more loose, you know.
JP brought up a good
And-
point, too.
Yeah.
He said
It's a little
the
bit more
box is
loose.
non-chronological, the sub boxes. So if you're scrolling through your subs looking for somebody in particular, it doesn't sort by recent. It's like out of
It-
order.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
just
is,
sorts
it is.
by, I
It's
guess
like
most
some
viewed
random-
maybe.
Or something, yeah. And you gotta find the option to change it. I don't know where the option is, but that's the only reason that turned me off of like YouTube streaming. Facebook, I would be fine with, except for the first time I did that, the quality was kind of bad, like the video quality. So I want to see what it is now and see if it's improved. If it's improved, I mean, I'm all for making the switch because
I'm surprised
Big
that YouTube has sort of the live feature, but when you go live on YouTube, it like usually is at the top of your subscription feed.
Mhm.
Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. Like people like H3, I think they get like booted to the bottom of the subscription box if they
Right,
even
right.
show up.
So that, I mean, with that being said too, the other thing is, so for these people who, I look at it like, say for instance Tyler One and everything like that. At what point do they have to like step down from like YouTube and like streaming and everything and be like a normal person? Because it's gonna kind of suck coming in like the next couple of years when like Twitch dies down and viewer count dies down, donations and all that kind of stagnant, and then for them they have to find like re-identify themselves. So that's what I think is gonna suck when you see a whole bunch of people just being like, I stopped streaming and I got a real job and life sucks.
I mean, it's gonna
It's
happen.
gonna-
Twitch
yeah.
Twitch is not gonna be there.
It's not gonna be there forever.
throughout 20, 30, 40 years. If they are, then that's great because there's nothing else that can compete with Twitch.
Right.
You know, that's awesome. They're making a lot of money. People who do streaming and people who watch that content, like they'll make money off the subscriptions.
Right. H3 is
I don't
pretty good
think
too, by the
I don't
way.
think
JP, I
entertainment
like
is
it.
gonna die down. Like it might get replaced by some other website that's better, but
But that's the thing, though. When's the next hot thing gonna be? You know,
I don't
Vine
know.
used to be a thing. Like
did
7
used to be a
second
thing.
clips.
Vine got
used to
bought
be a
out
thing.
though.
Yeah, and then it just it died out, and then now all
died out.
Viners switched over
Hey, you wanna
to
know, that's-
bloggers.
Facebook.
That's
Yeah,
literally
no,
how
they turned
Twitch
into
got
bloggers,
started,
yeah.
or not Twitch, but Snapchat. Because they were like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a good concept. 6-second video that nobody can save, and we're gonna market it. Boom. That's it. I know. Rest in peace to Vine. Like, I wonder. I tried to go up there. Like, I don't like see anything now. Like, it's just dead. So to the person who made that and got all his money and then sold it, you're the real MVP. Like, really. My man got paid millions off that. So, but I think that's pretty much it. I mean, like, there's not much more you can go off of, like, with streamers. Now, do people get the respect that I think they should get? Probably not. I think the older crowd kind of hates on the younger crowd for like this whole gaming generation and everything. I mean, I kind of don't blame them. It's something new. It's like it enables people to kind of sit in front of a screen, not
Yeah,
doing
watch.
anything, and play a game and get paid for it. Now, to the old like blue collar and white collar workers out there, they hate that. They hate that because they're going to a 9 to 5, you know, and they're getting up every morning, getting dressed, throwing their clothes on, going out, making the trek to work. Meanwhile, somebody else is just chilling in front of their computer screen, making their own schedule. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, I'm good.
But
So-
that requires like a big grind, you know? Like you don't just instantly get paid.
No, you don't. But if you ask me, compared to like going to work as a streamer compared to actually going to work for like some major company, I'd pick streaming. Not gonna lie, because I mean it's doing something that you enjoy. You're interacting with people, talking and everything. And when I go to work normally, like I can't stand half the people I work with.
It's true.
Like when you're streaming, you can dictate who or whatever is going on in chat. So that's a pretty easy decision for me. But I don't
It's
know. I
something
think
I
that's,
enjoy doing.
yeah. So
Yeah. I can definitely agree with that.
the thought
If
crossed
I-
my mind.
I mean, like, come on now. Like, if I ever become a big time streamer or YouTuber, whatever the case may be, I'm definitely gonna quit my job. So I
Right.
don't have to attend that shit anymore.
Exactly.
If I don't quit it, I'm just gonna request, hey, just lower my hours to like 10 hours a week.
Right. Just go
Just
part
to keep
time.
myself, just to keep myself humble from like, at least I'm doing something.
He's like, yo, just to make myself feel better, let me get like, hey, yo, put me on for like 2 hours, you know, for 2 hours.
At least I'm forcing myself to go outside. But that's the only downside.
And
though.
then you
It's
give
just
your
like,
hours
oh,
away.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's only a downside. Like, let's say if it ever does become into like let's say best case scenario, which is a 30-year, 40-year lasting application, right?
Right.
And it's socially acceptable. I wouldn't want my kids when they reach that the age of like 15 or 15, 18, 20
Mhm.
years old. I don't want them to be sitting in front of the computer 8 hours a day
Yeah,
grinding,
Wiki is a
like,
casting couch.
making money, getting themselves steady. I'll be okay with that if they were to do it, like, a couple days in the week.
Uh huh.
But I don't want them. I don't want them to prioritize that.
Okay. Yeah, I got
I
you.
do. I'm still like a firm believer. Like, hey, if you have kids,
Teach
know,
them stuff that'll
teach
help
them
them
stuff
level up.
outdoors, man.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah, facts for sure.
like there are other things outside rather than sitting in front of a screen.
I think we live this day and age in a generation where parents don't really teach their kids to do anything. The internet teaches the parents, or teaches the kids, should I say, to do whatever.
Right.
So the talk,
yeah.
we talked about that.
Oh yeah, the birds and the bees talk. I'm like, yo, parents they don't do that anymore. Nah. Like that's why you get so many kids nowadays, like having children at a young age, like 15-year-olds getting pregnant and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, this is a common thing now.
Yeah, that's been a common thing. Even when I was in high school, like
It's
freshman year of high school,
stupid.
there's
Yeah.
already a girl like 4 or 5 months into her pregnancy, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
Right.
fucking crazy.
I could list you several people off of my Facebook feed that I see all the time, and
Ooh,
they're
not
like
to
my
dox 'em.
age, and they have children. I'm not gonna tell you who, but obviously, that's
No, I believe
insane.
I need names. I don't believe you. I need names.
Just screenshot or it didn't happen. But no, like I see everybody that I went to school with now at least is like on their second or third kid. And I'm just blown away, baffled because like everybody from my high school, I'm like, hey, yo, what are you up to now? Oh, I just had my second kid. Oh, okay, next
But
person.
that's-
What are you up to?
This
Just
is their life, man.
kid. I'm like,
That's their
dang,
life.
bro, everybody's
I'm
having
married.
kids. I'm like, am I the only person that doesn't have a kid right now and is single? Sheesh. I'm out here trying to go and travel and everything, and they're just like, yo, nah, I don't go places. Daylight, what's daylight? I only know my job and home. That's it.
It's their
That's
life,
like
man.
tough.
That's how they wanted it to be. That's how it is. You can't.
So there was a girl.
No,
in my
I'm not gonna
seventh
knock
grade
somebody for
class
like, oh,
who
I
had
mean,
a
like,
kid.
shit, man, you're fucking 28 years
Dang,
old and you
dude,
already have 3
that's
kids.
crazy.
Fucking 9 to 5 job with a fucking what's it called? 401k again?
Yeah.
You're
Right?
crazy. You're
Right.
crazy. I'm not gonna be like that.
No, don't do that.
If that's what you wanted to do, that's what you wanted to do.
Like, I mean, it's not like a bonk situation where like he's working the system. You know what I mean? Like
Right. No,
Hey,
that's a special case. That's
that
a
is
special case.
special case in half, dude. That's crazy.
Mike,
But yo,
record your Discord and crop it to the where you can only see the general chat.
oh wait, what? Let me see. Oh, so I don't dox anybody. Okay. I
No,
got
so
you.
we know what we were talking about.
Oh, wait, general
Or
chat from
who's
this one?
who's talking and who's here.
Ah, there you go. I got you. For sure. All right. And since like this topic, I think we kind of beat this one to death. I got another one that we're gonna start up on. And this is a tough one. Like, so we'll probably run. This will probably run into the next podcast. Mental health and self-diagnosing depression and other mental illnesses.
Oh, you need
And
Angela for this one.
when is a good time to get help? That
Yeah,
is
Angela
definitely
for
his
this
one. Don't talk about boy like that.
You need
Oh,
Angela,
man.
my cousin. No, I'm giving you like certain people. Like,
Oh,
definitely
okay,
Angela,
okay.
my cousin, will definitely.
Yeah.
They can talk to you about this topic for a very, very.
Nah, man, I know you got some stuff to say. Let it out. Don't cry. It's okay. We're family.
Don't cry, we love you.
Yeah. What she
Why
said.
is this so hard? Just counting
I
the scratch
love
marks on my
him.
belly.
Yeah, I miss you.
Alright.
You ever heard that
Don't
video?
joke. Don't joke.
Okay,
For
no troll. So, all right, back in the day, I'll start it off, and I'll be that person to say it. I went through like mental health issues, not self-harm, but when I was dating my ex, I went through a lot of stuff with her, and we had like a very, very volatile relationship, and it just wore down on both of us to the point where we really had some serious mental like issues. Like, I mean, I watched her attempt to try to kill herself, like, more than once, more than one occasion. And the same thing with me. Like, I definitely did try overdosing, go through it once, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. Like, my situation was a little bit different in the sense that what happened was, um, her father was racist, didn't want us to be together. Her mom didn't accept the relationship either. And they were forcibly moving her to Florida. I, at the time, was like a young high schooler. I couldn't take it because this person that I loved to death was about to move away. And I wanted to end my life over it. So I ended up taking like a whole 24 pack of Benadryl. And it was like I was on the phone to her. I said my goodbyes and everything. And got off the phone and started nodding off. And she called my dad. And my dad came upstairs. I don't remember much of it. But the next thing you know, I'm in the hospital, like chugging charcoal and had to pump my stomach. It wasn't pretty. And the preface behind the title was, when is it okay to ask for help? Because after that whole situation, I didn't ask for help. My parents were like, do you want to see like a therapist or anything? And I said no. And to this day, they were like, we kind of do wish we would have made you go see a therapist. But for me, I was stubborn.
It's always okay to ask for help,
Yeah.
even if it's like minor, even.
It is, but
Like,
some people don't. Some people need somebody to tell them it's okay. I didn't at the time. I didn't have anybody to tell me you should or should. Somebody that has experience with it, like a friend that's been through it as well. All I had was my parents, who obviously were gonna be like, yeah, I think you should go see some help. But I don't know if they've ever struggled with depression. For me, it's different coming from, say, for instance, you, Abe, or Sierra, or something like that. If you guys suffer from it, so that was a. This is really like an elaborate topic to go in depth on because I know
You
you
need to
guys
get
have a story.
Angelo, dude. You
Huh?
need to get Angelo, bro.
Dude, Angela would be here for like hours, hours
Yeah,
upon
you
end.
definitely will be your priorities.
But I mean, Sarah, what are your thoughts on that? Because I know you struggle with a couple of things. I'm not gonna put you out there like that, but
You already
I
did.
think that you may have not wanted to ask for help just because, like, oh, maybe they'll think I'm crazy, but I feel like this day and age that it's more acceptable to, like, be open about if you have depression or anxiety.
mm,
Uh, but I feel like that helps people get help, but I still feel like it's also difficult to find good therapists and people like that.
mm, I do agree on that one. My biggest fear is that it's not now because like I'm a lot more capable of dealing with depression and everything like that. Like there'll be days I wake up and I feel really bad, but I'm able to drag myself out of it and like go and do something, say for instance, work out. For me, I found vices. So one of my vices is driving my car. It may seem odd to some people, but like driving your car, something about just going out and driving your car, the top down, the freedom of the road, relaxes me personally. But I think that's what it's honestly about. You have to find your vices and you have to try stuff out to where you bring yourself out of a depression mindset. Because the thing is, if you sit in your room, like I did, there was a period for about, I want to say the better part of 4 or 5 months where I had a cell phone, but I purposely turned it off. I didn't
Oh, I
go out my
remember
room.
that. I remember that.
I didn't go out
definitely
of my
remember that.
room. I didn't do anything. And I call it falling off the radar. And for me, that was a normal thing. That was literally my coping mechanism. Only problem with that is if you don't have anybody to talk to, you drive yourself crazy with like thoughts of where you're going in life, why are you alive, what is your purpose, stuff like that. And that's, if you take that the wrong way, or if you go off the deep end and you think on it way too much, you can cause yourself self-harm. You really just exacerbate the problem, and pretty much make everything worse. So, I mean, am I fully, I guess the question would be is, am I fully okay now? No, not at all. Um, have I found ways to cope with it? Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I battled cancer, and that for me was like meh. Like that was like the least of my worries, and it's crazy because people all the time are like, you know, you're such a strong person. I don't know how you do it. Blah 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 blah. And it's not that I don't think highly of their compliments or anything, but for me, it was just another day. Um, and that's weird. I kind of asked myself, should I be more worried that I almost died? Because I'm kind of blasé about it, like nonchalant. I mean, I was on the brink of my deathbed and survived, and for me, I'm just like, meh. So that's that's one of those mental illness things where I think I kind of need to go back and just like I guess compartmentalize everything that I think through about that because I think it still hasn't set in yet, and I still think I'm too nonchalant about it. I mean, Abe, you can tell me
Yeah.
if I'm wrong, but like,
No, you're right. I can see it now. Like maybe like a year down the road, starts hitting you. Holy crap! I just died.
yeah,
I was dead.
yeah,
So last thing you want is to have a panic attack while you're driving in LA or something.
dude, I'm
Start
not
getting
going to LA.
PTSD on you in your deathbed.
I'm not going to LA. I don't want to go to LA. LA traffic is terrible. Like,
Yeah,
all
it
right,
was.
so Sierra, your situation, then. Like, I'll ask you,
Okay.
and you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. That's fine. I'll continue
Yeah.
blabbing off or whatever about my shortcomings. But so, do you ever find yourself like really depressed to where like you don't know who to talk to, or you feel like you just can't go to anybody?
I felt that way before. Generally, I do shut myself out from people because I feel like it's better than putting it on somebody.
Mm-hmm. So you think
Um,
it's so you
No, I
pretty much
definitely
you
agree
see it
with
as
that.
a
I definitely
burden,
agree with what she's saying about that.
right? And I think that's she does make a good point in the fact that like a lot of people who struggle with depression see that they see it as a burden to somebody else, so that's why they don't bring it up. And I mean, I agree. I mean, I was the same way. Like I didn't want to talk about it. And growing up, my dad was in the military, so my mom, she, I think my mom also struggled with depression, so that's why I couldn't talk to her about it. Because like she still to this day, I think she does. As much as she doesn't want to admit it to me, I think she still does. And my dad, being from like a military background, growing up in New York, everything, he kind of internalizes everything and doesn't talk about it. So, like, to me, nothing ever phases him. I'm sure stuff does, but in terms of him talking about it to me, nothing ever phases him. So for me, when I grew up, it was just the norm to not talk about anything. You know, it was the
it's
norm just to
definitely
deal with it.
not something healthy to do. Like,
Hmm.
you have to get help. Whether
What
that be
happens?
from
What happens if you
family,
don't have options?
friends. If you
What
don't
happens if-
have options, like if you don't have like money for therapy,
No, I'm saying like, all right. So the situation I was put in, right?
Hmm.
Because everyone gets put into suicidal thoughts whenever you join the military, especially basic training. You get yelled at people 24/7. You're out here not knowing what the hell's gonna happen within 2 hours from like right now.
Go get help and
So
always get
you're
help.
literally in a bunk bed, not knowing who's below you because you're too shy to talk to somebody,
You're right, JP. I got you.
and you're just stuck alone in your thoughts at night. You know.
Hmm.
So there's like a lot of instances where, let's say, if you were to go seek help from one of your instructors during training,
Hmm.
they would just literally tell you to go drink water
Really?
and call it a night. Oh hell yeah, dude. Oh hell yeah. It sounds messed up at first, but
Yeah.
they're not gonna take you serious unless they physically see something or hear other reports from other people around you that's saying, "Yo, Abe
He's
is
falling off
Abe
the
is
deep
starting.
end.
Yeah, he's starting to act senile. Like he was seeing like what size his neck is with his belt and like looking around the room to see where he can hang himself. Until shit like that
Okay.
happens, they're not gonna take you serious. So, like, there are a lot of people that I know, especially when I went to training. I'm not saying my training was hard; it was difficult. Obviously, it's difficult for everybody. They have their own stories.
Hmm.
But when I went through it, it was like I wasn't able to confront anybody because I didn't know anybody. And me being the shy person that I am,
Right. Right.
or me being the person that normally doesn't speak up until I have to,
Hmm.
I wasn't able to confront anybody about my issues and my problems. So I was there trying to resolve like my thoughts to calm myself down or to relax myself and be like, yo, it's not that serious.
Right.
Literally just people yelling at you. You're gonna be home within 4 or 5 months. It'll be alright. You know, it's not a big deal. Your parents didn't go to your graduation or your basic training graduation. You didn't even tell them until like a week before you were about to leave. So
Uh, dude, that's
it's not that serious. So you have, so if you had no, like, nobody to consult,
mhm.
nobody to call, because they didn't give you your cell phone, they didn't give you writing
So you really
privileges, and
couldn't talk
so
about anybody, like none of the people that you were in the squad with or anything,
for
platoon.
the beginning, for the first whole month, everybody was just literally like quiet. You're
Mm.
not allowed to talk to anybody because you weren't allowed to talk to anybody. And the only time you were allowed to talk to somebody was, "Hey, I need to go to the bathroom. Can you come with me?" Because we're
Dude,
not allowed to travel alone with anybody.
that's crazy. That is
Yeah.
I don't think I can do that, honestly. I'll be honest with you, like I'm
No.
a very talkative person, and like Dirk here has a question too, actually. But I'm a very, very talkative person, so I definitely couldn't do that. But Dirk Kid's question was like, can you join the military if you're diagnosed with depression?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Like, and you're
think I
taking
think you can
medicine.
still I think you can still join, unless if it's like severe mental health issues. Like, I know for a fact that if you have like scarrings from, like, if you used to cut yourself, or if you
Mm-hmm.
have like really really trouble, like yo, you get random panic attacks, and it shows like in your medical history, then they'll
Yeah.
probably say something, confront you about it, to see if you seek professional thing, and then you would have to get clear from that, from a professional,
Right. Right.
saying
Okay,
so
I
and so
got
is
you.
able to go and join XYZ.
That's I don't know. That's kind of interesting because going in, like I told you, I mean, being my dad is in the military, I kind of saw it as that. Um, because a lot of times he would tell me the stories about like old school hazing back in the day,
I,
like
I didn't even
back
get
in the
into
day.
I didn't even get into that, bro. I didn't even get into that, but yeah, go on.
Sheesh, man. Like you gotta have some mental fortitude for that. Like the stuff he was telling me, like shell backing and all that. Like the old school shell backing days where like they kind of
What is shellbacking? You gotta specify what
so
these hazing things are.
so for instance, shell backing is like a ceremony when somebody or when people are on a carrier or a ship or whatever, and they cross the equator like for the first time. It's a ceremony that they have for like all the quote unquote shellbacks, which people are like are the new people crossing the equator for the first time, and it's like to say the least, it's like a gauntlet. It's not as much as it used to be, like back in the day for like obvious reasons. It was too stressful, strenuous. Like the stuff they had you do was just like emotionally scarring,
Mm.
and like borderline borderline assault. But like from it was. I'm trying to think of some of the things. Oh, all right, crawling. Whew. So crawling through garbage, they would make like a garbage gauntlet that you would have to crawl through, and shit was in it, and all that. And if you,
Hell yeah.
I forget what the stipulation was. I think it was like if you made a sound like that, or if you threw up, you had to go all the way back to the end, start over, and crawl back through it. But
That's the
just
worst.
yeah, just stuff like that. And I mean, the whole hazing process like carry on throughout that whole trip. So it'd be almost like getting bullied, and you can't say anything like at all. Like you just can't complain about it. And most of the time it's your superiors anyway who are doing it.
Right.
So, but and JP, yeah, I didn't miss the comment about that. But your ex telling you to get help and then like you just getting offended by it. I mean, I can understand that. Like, I can definitely understand that. As somebody who cares about you and you think, I guess to a certain extent, you get offended because like you think they don't understand and you think they think something's wrong with you. Like they're kind of looking down on you, you know, in a sense that like they're like, oh, you know, like he's crazy, he's mentally ill, he needs help, and you take that to offense. And they really, most of the time, I'll say most of the time, they really want you to get better and just want to be able to spend time with you. But I look back on my relationship with my ex, and I learned a lot of stuff from that, a lot of stuff about myself. And at first, when we broke up, I had ill will towards her because I felt like she kind of just left me high and dry because of all the stuff we've been through. And then the more and more I start to look back on it, I learned a lot of stuff that I'm thankful for out of that, and I'm kind of thankful that it didn't work out because I think if we would have stayed together, we would have never actually grown into like the adults we are today and been like respectable human beings. I think we would have still been there, like arguing, being immature, fighting into one another, physical, emotionally, and that's not healthy at all. And I kind of wish, just personally for me, I would have asked for help. I think if I did, I think I'm a good person now, but in terms of me dealing with stuff, I don't really talk about it at all with anybody. That's why I'm trying out this whole podcast thing because I want to be able to provide like a platform for everybody to talk about their shortcomings, talk about what bothers them, things they may go through, things they may see, and they don't have an outlet for it. So kind of like a Maury. Think of me as like a Maury or Jerry Springer without the fighting. That'd be it. I mean, there'll be a lot of nights where me and Abe and Sierra and like a couple other people, we just stay up and we'll jokingly talk about serious topics. And I think it's understated there that like we all come on Discord to hang out, chill, and get away from life, like life's issues, joke about stuff that happened with us. Like Abe's car got broken into a couple of times, and we still joke about that. So
I got broken into once.
Hey,
Nah,
what'd they steal? What'd they steal?
I didn't sell anything expensive.
They
nah,
didn't
tell
take
them
the
what they
radio?
stole.
It was a private topic that I don't wish to discuss in public.
Tell them
You're
what they
welcome.
stole.
I didn't steal anything.
Oh my goodness. So they stole electronics from him. We'll just preface that, right? Is that good? Electronics.
Oh. What's
Electronics. And mind you, this guy. I'm thinking the whole time they stole his cell phone. Nah, this fool just goes out and buys a brand new iPhone 10. I'll still forever give him crap that he's like, yeah, actually, I bought an iPhone today. I'm like, oh, they took your cell phone? No, I just felt like buying an iPhone. Oh, I'm like, oh, so you spent $1,000 on it? No, I bought the insurance for it, which is
Hell
$1,300, right?
Hell yeah.
You stupid.
Well, I don't know what next time my car's gonna get robbed, so at least if it gets robbed, I have insurance.
Fair enough. So
N-word, please.
so it's good though. All right. So normally people look at that situation and they get down about it. Like, my car broke into, blah 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 blah, and harp on it. So I mean, I commend him on that. He took it really well. He was pissed about the situation, but he wasn't really harping on it for too long. He was like, basically, stuff happens, and I think that's kind of the mentality you need to carry on. Like, you need to carry throughout life, because if you focus on things that you can't change, you'll drive yourself crazy with like thinking of the possibilities or the outcomes, or what if I do this differently? Yeah, what if this happens? What if that happens? And I've seen it. I mean, it's like predominantly from my mom. Like, she's a warrior. What is it? Warrior?
Warrior.
No, not a
Warrior.
warrior.
Gladiator.
True.
Wonder Woman.
Raging
Drew,
Hormone.
chill.
What the fuck?
That's Drew. That's Abe's way. But yeah, if you harp on stuff for so long, you just kind of think yourself into a hole. And my dad's always told me this. Like, this one thing that he is really, really good on is advice. And it's like basically burying your head in the sand gets you nowhere. So he's like, it might be a safe space for you. You might be able to block out everything that's outside, but you're still stuck in a hole. And if you don't do anything to get out of that hole, you're always going to be stuck in that hole. Let's see. I think that the biggest problem I have right now is thinking about bad stuff I've done. So the bad stuff you've done, I would say, have you learned from it?
No.
No. Oh, he said
You're
I'm done.
asking-
Is extra
yeah.
sex to them. That's kind of ironic. But the bad things
You're
you've done,
asking me.
like, if you learn from them, then I think you've accomplished something. You try to take good out of every situation that you get in. So you definitely have? Okay. Yeah. Then for sure, if you can take good out of every situation, you're good. Go ahead, Sierra.
With the whole ex thing, she texted you? Yeah. Remember you broke up for a reason usually? That's what I say.
Savage Sierra.
Ah!
Capital savage.
You're looking at the podcast about to be finished.
She's like, she's like, wait a minute. Hold on. Aside from that, to your ex, remember you just broke up with her. Just remember that. I'm like, dang, savage. But
I could say the same thing about Rachel. Say the same thing about Sam and Raphaelia.
oh god,
I'm not gonna bark up on the tree.
toxic, very toxic. So, and that goes back to the whole thing, the whole dating thing we talked about the other day. Is I can't just see myself with like toxic people. Like I've been sick for a long time. Like I don't even want to. I'm ashamed of it, to be honest. I don't even know if I want to tell you guys how long. But I just, all the girls I'm attracted to, A, the ones that I do like are out of state. B, the ones that are here are just toxic. And suffering from mental illness, you can't be with another toxic person. Like you just can't do that. That's a no-go. Because I mean, they're not going to improve your quality of life. If anything, they might diminish it, and you never want to go backwards. So you got to be selfish nowadays, like, and taking care of your own needs. Because I think the biggest problem is people who are depressed, they have self-worth issues. So, for instance,
I can agree.
yeah, you think that people are better than you. You think that like you don't deserve happiness. You critically analyze everything that you do and overanalyze it to death, and then all your mistakes are just weigh heavy on your mind. And it's not healthy. It really isn't healthy at all. So it's really hard habit to break too if you have nobody there. So that's why I mentioned the seeking help thing, and being able to tell yourself, I do need to talk to somebody about it. It's okay. It's completely fine to talk to somebody about your mental health and show emotion, you know? It shouldn't be taboo. It shouldn't be something that's looked down on. And the problem is you can't, with technology nowadays, you can't hold people accountable for a lot of things that they do to you. So you have to understand that. If somebody badmouths you on the internet, you can't take that to heart, you know, because what are you going to do? You're going to physically drive to them and drive to the house, beat them up or whatever, fight them, argue. Like, you don't get anywhere with that, you know? So you got to be able to take the bad with the good and just realize people have a difference of opinions. Some people are idiots. I'll say that. Or some people are ignorant. And let's see, JP said, like, I'm too worried about what people will say and think. Nah, man, don't worry about that, bro. You're a human being too, bro. You deserve to be happy. Like, you literally deserve to be. No matter what anybody says, like, every person in the world deserves to be happy. I know it's like Gandhi talk right now. I'm being like Mahatma Gandhi, but it's the truth. It really is. Like, I mean, I tell Sierra that all the time. I'm not going to go into depth about her situation, but like, there's nights where we stay up and we go back and forth, and I'm telling her, look, you're an awesome person. You know this? Like, I wouldn't talk to you otherwise if you were that toxic, because like, I'm all about kicking toxic people out of my life. That's one thing you guys have to do too. If you do nothing else, do not feel like you're obligated to stay somebody's friend based on the amount of time that you've known them. Don't do that. Don't keep a toxic person in your life. Just walk away from it. Like, you definitely should do that. Let's see, you deleted Insta, Twitter. I was wondering why you didn't have an Instagram. Like, everybody has an Instagram. So, like, you deleted everything? Dag,
He's off the grid. Respect to that man.
Dag,
or woman.
Yeah, I'll commend him on that, for sure. For sure. Because that takes a lot of, what do you say, like, what's the term I'm looking for here?
Intestinal fortitude.
That'll work. That'll work.
He ain't off the grid for Twitch.
Yeah. I think
That's still count as social.
He's here to laugh and support the stream and podcast.
Said you're.
This guy's all over the place, man.
You said I graduated this year and I deleted everyone from school and my Snapchat. Now, is that because they're toxic or what? Or is that just you being like, hey, I don't talk to these people anymore, so delete them? Ah, see, I mean, JP, all right, so yeah, for instance, like people get entertainment on Twitch, and JP's like, he said it helped him. And honestly helped him when everything goes on, so I can see that. I can definitely could. I mean, it's pretty much like streaming for me is therapeutic. Like this, like I told you, like I get to talk about stuff normally that I don't get to talk about with people. Like that's the whole point of this podcast. That was the whole point of me streaming, is because normally I don't talk to people. You can ask Abe, like in terms of my personal life and what I go through, I don't really talk to anybody about it. I don't say anything. People ask me how I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, meh. But for me, with this, I can hold myself accountable and be like, hey, you have a podcast, you have a place to vent and talk about stuff, and that makes things easier. Especially if I keep
my
to a schedule.
circle. My circle is literally an arm's length around my entire body. That's my circle right there. Literally, you, my boy Mike. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You, my boy Juan, and like 2 girls.
Yeah.
That's literally my entire circle.
And
then I have, and then I have like people like I talk to every day, or like or socialize with. You know what I mean?
like acquaintances. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you on that one. That's good.
Co-workers, colleagues, etc., family
Right.
members.
And that's what I told people, man. I don't get too invested with people anymore. Like, I had a big issue of that, of taking on people's problems when I was younger, and I think that was probably the stem of a lot of the depression that I went through. It's like I tried to solve everybody else's problems, and then when I couldn't, I felt bad. Like I was just like, yo, I let people down. Like, how dare I do this? Blah 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 blah. And like even now, I think I'm freaking Superman. I don't know. Like people got issues, and rather than dropping the topic and letting them talk about it when they're ready, I'm the person that's just like, yo, we're gonna solve this. We're gonna go pay that bill. We're gonna go talk to this girl that broke your heart. Like stuff like that. Yo, where's this bully at? Let's pull up on him. Stuff like that. Like, I mean, that's just who I am. But now I do it for the right people and for the right reasons. So I don't overexert myself, and it's pretty good. Oh, yeah. You're right. True. Come in Discord. Let me drop the link to it. I got you guys. Where is it at?
It's in the rules.
You're a rule. JK.
No,
Copy pasta. There we go. That's the link to the Discord. I mean, you guys feel free. That's what it's here for you guys to come through, chit chat, and like share your thoughts. Just don't be cursing and dropping N-bombs or anything like that heavily, okay? We like freedom of speech here, but we want to keep this family friendly. Share your thoughts. So, but yeah, I don't know. I still think Abe, till this day, he has like the skeletons in his closet that he doesn't tell me about. He's like low-key chilling on. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna spill the tea.
I keep my closet closed.
But yeah, and that's the thing about it. I've known Abe for like 8 or 9 years, so knowing that, I respect it. Now, if he needs to talk about something, I'm always there. But like, predominantly, I think we're kind of one and the same in the sense that we like vibe off one another, so we're just chilling, you know? We hop in Discord. How was your day? Yeah, it was chill. You know, it was fine. And pretty much, like, we don't mention anything, like, we don't take anything too seriously, I guess, to put it that way.
No, we don't.
we really don't.
Really
so, that's why he's going to be, like, my podcast compadre here and, like, back me up on this, which is good. You need people like that.
Yeah, I'm backing you up, despite the fact that I'm restricted by saying certain things, but still.
Yeah, you are restricted by saying certain things, man. My family and friends, check this out. I don't want my mom to be seeing this, and it's like, why is Abe always talking about ass and titties on stream? And I'm like, I don't know.
We spent half an hour talking about strippers and body.
No, that was like 2 minutes. Come on.
Yeah,
Oh,
honestly, it
it
was.
wasn't 2 minutes. Oh,
And what's
what
wrong with
2 minutes
talking
we
about
talking
strippers?
about?
That's different. It's a respectable job. Okay. But yeah, I mean, JP, that's definitely the good thing is that you realize it. So you realize that like you got to change some stuff about your life. That's good. Like most people, I'd say they're kind of in the stage where they're wallowing, so to speak, and they just chill and stay in their lane, and they just kind of stay to themselves. Sierra used to be like that until we started hanging out.
What? What?
Eh? Yeah.
What?
You used to be like
What I
that.
said.
Be like what?
Like
What I
in your
said.
own personal
Exactly.
bubble.
Because I am my personal bubble.
Nah, you ain't in your personal bubble now. If you were in your personal bubble like when I first met you, you wouldn't even be in this podcast. You'd be like just lurking in chat, not saying anything.
No, I can talk in chat.
She ages like fine wine, dude. It takes a while for her to open up, man.
Hey. The hell?
I'm gonna spit my drink up, but yeah, it's therapeutic, man. Talk about it. That's what I'm all fan. Like it's taboo to show emotion as like a male, but
What? Who the fuck said that? I'm sorry. Who said that?
it's
He said
that's
that.
just that's like how society perceives it now.
Hell no, man. If I can
It
tell you
is.
how many times my boy Juan cried in front of me because him and his girlfriend broke up, oh, dude, it was the best.
What the
Why are you gonna put him out there like that?
I recorded so many messages that he sent me, and like, dude, it's so funny, man. But he definitely cried in front of me multiple times. Same thing with Angelo. Anytime I had a life talking moment about his depression,
Yeah.
and I would try to help him out, he cried like a few times.
Yo,
in front of me.
Angelo would get mad serious. Like our late night talks,
He's
like,
like-
he would just.
He'd be like,
He's like, I
I'm
don't.
not crying.
He would though. We laugh about it, but he definitely would. And like, I'm happy. Yo, I'm happy for. We talk about this like back and forth all the time. We don't hear from him as much, but we're happy for him. You know, like that he's finally, because he used to be like a shut-in neat, like the definition of shut in. Like you invite this dude to go out anywhere. No, I'm just gonna stay inside. What? You want to get in Discord? No, I'm gonna go watch anime. Okay. All right.
Hey, just let him be, you know?
But
Just
yeah,
let him be.
if we let him be, he would just
We
talk
did.
himself into a corner. Like he did that for what, like 4 or 5 months one time, and then came back magically on Discord. It's like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm like, bro, don't act like you were just here.
He'll come
So,
in there. I said you're.
I was like, yo, let's talk about this. And like, I mean, his thing was like his whole girl. Oh yeah. When we talked in Discord, JP, yeah, for sure. Yeah, like that's 100%. Oh, dude, man, don't be nervous, bro. Don't be. Like I told you, that whole streaming thing. If you want to do that, go right ahead. Like like I could tell you, like I mean, all right. So the first podcast, I'll be honest, I was nervous about, just because I wanted to go off without a hitch, and I was like, yo, this is kind of shoddy workmanship. If you notice, like the background to my left, I had to change all of this stuff up, like up there, all this stuff, because I was like, yo, it looks sketchy. It looks so sketchy. I watched the VOD and I'm like, I gotta change some stuff up. But I used to be nervous talking to people, like really nervous, especially girls, obviously, because I'm no Mac Daddy. I'm not like Abe over here or Sierra and chilling. So for me, like I tell girls this all the time. I'm like, my game is whack, like whack. If you expect me to feed you lines, I'm not feeding you lines. I'll tell you facts, but but that is about it. So don't be nervous to people. Just be yourself, man. Chill. Like I mean, I was talking to you and you seem like a chill dude. Like I'm like I can rock with that. I'm all right with that, you know. Like if you're toxic and cocky, I'd be like, all right, yeah, ease up a little bit, man. But nah, you're a chill dude. So,
Who is JP in Discord?
huh? Jared.
Okay, just checking.
Okay. Oh, she about to hit you in the DMs, be like, hey, want to talk? No, I'm joking.
No,
Oh,
just had to know.
yeah, that's Jared. And Dirt Kid is Alex, right? Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. See, stream community going up. some chick was like, "Ooh, that flavor sucks." Oh, you got a vape at one? He said, "I can't speak to girls." He was like, "Nah," and just walked off. You'll get there eventually. Eventually, you get to a point where you just don't care. Like I was telling you in Discord earlier, me, I'm like a good
at that point.
5. I'm a good
I'm at that
5
point
on
where
a
I
good
don't
day.
care.
I just don't care at all either.
Are we hooking up? Or not?
not.
Nah. Deuces.
Do you want a relationship? Could you see yourself in a relationship? No? What are your plans for your... I'm like, I interview girls. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, what are your plans for your life? Like, I can't support both of us. You're gonna be having to do something. Something with your time. It's just not working.
I'll pass.
So it's not to sound sexist or anything, but I want somebody who puts in equally the same amount of time that I put, like, mentally in a relationship. You know? So... But yeah, that was pretty much. I think we're at 8:10. So I'm probably gonna wrap it up because like
What are you laughing at?
Just chat, man. Let him enjoy his
Oh,
stream,
man.
girl.
I'm reading chat too. Nothing to giggle at.
It's giggling from a guy's standpoint. But no, gonna wrap it up and pretty much that was it for mental illness, and then I'm gonna post the VOD shortly after this, after I close down the stream.
We need
Sierra,
more topics.
huh?
We need more topics.
You need more topics? What do you mean? I got more topics.
Where?
Huh?
Show me.
Should prostitution be
Show
legal in
you?
the U.S.? I say
Hold
yes.
on. Where is
Why
it?
can't we have? All right, my bad.
Wait, did you delete my topics out of server stream suggestions?
No, I didn't.
I did.
What the fuck?
I don't believe that.
I didn't. Deadass.
I gotta double check then.
Please.
Okay.
Keep it to a PG minimum of curse words.
You're not from New York. You can't use that as anyway.
Shut the fuck up.
You can't. It's not fair.
No, we use that here too. What the hell?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Get out of here.
I'm
that
with
dog.
you, OG Abe.
You're
But yeah, that's pretty much it for like Elemental Plateau. Like future topics. Be sure to join the Discord. I'm gonna drop the link once again, just in case you guys don't have it. You know, blah blah blah. Woe is me. Join the Discord. In server stream suggestions, you guys can drop topics there. Like we can talk about them. I even got a discuss channel for stuff that isn't on the podcast. So you guys want to discuss, or say, for instance, you don't want to type in chat. More than welcome to come hang out there. You know what I mean?
There's
So-
also an NSFW channel. I'm gonna put it out there.
Abe, you can put the first post in there.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Hold on.
So, that being said, I'm glad. Thanks, Abe, for coming out and helping.
Anytime,
You too,
buddy.
Sierra, as always. We're probably going to be chilling in Discord if you guys want to hang out after the podcast. Be more than welcome to come and join. And that's going to wrap it up for Elemental Plateau episode 2. Let me know what you guys think. Hey, give it a clap with the slow clap. All right.
Let's go.
And we're going to cut it. Cut it. DJ D-Rec, cut it.